Our marriage counselor is in favor of my wife. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I have to tell you that this is so common. You went to marriage counseling in order to heal your marriage, and instead of that, what happened? The marriage counselor said, "What's going on?" And before you know it, the marriage counselor is judging both of you, but taking sides, as if you went in there to settle a dispute. You didn't go to marriage counseling to see who was right or who was wrong. That's not why you went. You went to a marriage counselor because your marriage isn't performing. You got married to be happier. You got married in order to feel love. And now you go to marriage counseling because things are not clicking, they're not working, and all of a sudden it turns into a negotiation, a judgment fest, a critique. What are you doing staying there? If you go in to get your car repaired and it turns into they want to sell you on reupholstering your seats, you give them a funny look and you leave. But somehow we get hooked into this traditional marriage counseling and we consider these people like gods or some kind of authorities. They're not. I was a divorce mediator. I got my business from marriage counselors, and I could tell you, one, no two marriage counselors have the same system. And from my point of view, they all make things up as they go along, and they come from such a negative perspective. They want to work on the problem. Whose fault is it? What did you do? How did you respond? Why did you act that way? What was your childhood like? It's crazy. Pull it back. Remember why you went there in the first place. Don't say to your wife, "Hey, she's in favor or he's in favor of you. I'm not going anymore." Don't do that. Say to your wife, "Hey, we wanted our marriage to be healed. Why should we be assigned sides? Why should the marriage counselor take sides? That isn't right. That's not healing our marriage. We're not better off now than when we began marriage counseling." You know, it's funny. When I was actually working with live people, I'm talking about before I created the Marriage Foundation, before we created the courses that we have, before I wrote the books, I can remember there was this one couple who came in to see me. It was a referral. Virtually all of my clients were referrals. I started getting clients by going to the Women's Support Group for Divorce, but then I started getting a lot of referrals. And this one couple came in to see me, and I'll never forget this. I mean, it was one of those moments in time. The guy was a massive guy. Drove a Harley, looked like he could pick me up, and I'm not a little guy, like he could pick me up and break me in half. And after we were in a session for about 20 minutes, he starts going, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what did I say? What did I do? And then he pounded the table. In my sessions, we sat around the table and I used a whiteboard. And he goes, "We went to marriage counseling for 6 months. I have just learned more about marriage in the last 20 minutes. And I'm pissed." And I went, whew. I wasn't going to die that day. But he basically illustrated the difference. The way we approach it at the Marriage Foundation is we go back to those two principles I mentioned before. You got married to be happier, and you got married to feel love, ever-expanding love. That's why you got married. And that's the problem now, is that you don't have those. Everything else that you're going through in your marriage, those are symptoms of not having those two qualities as your main principles of your marriage. It's really that simple. So look, if you're in marriage counseling, chances are you're past the point of being able to just read one of my books, and you should be looking at the courses that we have. You get the bundle. It's much cheaper than marriage counseling in the long run, but it's much better. It's much better. For one thing, it's guaranteed. When do you go to a counselor and say, give us our money back? And with us, you could say, give us our money back. It's not working, but it does work. It does work. You get the courses. There's one for you. There's one for your wife. You study individually these courses. You apply what you learn, and very quickly, within a week or two or less, you start seeing shifts. And that's why you do it. You're not alone. You got to get out of that marriage counseling, because it's not marriage counseling. It's negotiations. Anyway, don't get me started. Okay. Look, I hope you take this to heart. I want nothing more than for you guys to be happy, to get on the right track, and to have a very fulfilling marriage. So blessings to you, blessings to your wife, blessings to your family. Take a look at the other videos. Sign up. Get more videos as they come out. Share this with your wife. God bless you. Take care.